How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is RuffledRowlit, and welcome back to a brand new video. It has been a few days, but we do have some actual Pokemon leaks and stuff to talk about, so sit back, relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's get started. So, first things first, is this post coming to us from Ball Guy. Now, Ball Guy tweeted out this picture, which it just shows a screenshot from Google Maps, more or less. I'm pretty sure it's from Google Maps. I don't know what other map platform it could be from, but he posted this picture, so let's go through it. Now, first of all, if you guys do not know about Ball Guy is essentially, like, how would you say it? Like, he's been leaking stuff. He has some information about certain things, but the way he leaks things has been either direct or indirect, but he doesn't really, like, put things out there. But he has had real information. How he's gotten this information, I don't know, but it has been correct because it correlates well with other leakers and stuff like that. So, what is Ball Guy talking about? Well, he posts a picture. He has a rotation symbol and it says just rotate. And what he's looking at here is the Aegean Sea. Now, if you don't know the Aegean Sea, that is the sea, basically, which kind of like the area between Greece and Turkey in the real world. So if you guys look right here, this is the Aegean Sea, which is like in the center here, which separates the areas between Greece over here. You guys can see the border right there and the border of Turkey. So basically, the reason he's showing this picture, based on what people are predicting within the comment section, is as follows. This might be the actual look at or general design for what we can expect for Generation 10. How do we know this? Well, there is one big dead giveaway for this. So we're going to go over to PokeOS. PokeOS is a website that I've spoken about a few times before, but it is a Pokemon-centered website which talks about all things to do with leaks, and they did have an entire thing about Pokemon, Generation 10, where they specifically spoke about some of the details that had been revealed, and I thought we'd take a look at that real quick, see if we can find that right now to show you guys, because I think it's worthwhile and important. But unfortunately, their website is filled with a lot of, like, especially ZA stuff right now, so it's a little hard to find the exact post. But if we go over here, I think we'll be able to find the actual, like, Terra leak, because the Terra leak was massive, even for their website. Like, it was huge. So let's see, we go Terra leak, here we go. So let me show you why this matters and why this is important and why him posting this pretty much confirms it based on what we know. So we go over here, we have Gaia K, Gaia N, Project Gaia. Now, what is this about? Well, basically, in a bunch of emails between Game Freak, the employees of Game Freak, Omori, and all of them, they basically confirmed in these emails that, Gaia is going to be island themed. Now, what am I talking about when I say Gaia? For those of you who do not know, Gaia is the code name for Pokemon Generation 10. Generational Pokemon games happen every 3 years, but sometimes they can be up to 4 years. An example of this being, like, for example, 4 years between one and another generation is between Generation 6 and Generation 7. There was 4 years between the two generations coming out. So Gen 6 was in, like, 2013, but then Generation, I think 2013, yeah. And then we didn't get, like, unless I'm getting this wrong. I think it was 2013. Then we didn't get another gen. No, it actually was 3 years. Rather, instead of skipping a year, what happened there was that they just didn't have a game for an entire year. But usually there's about 3 to 4 years. On average, it's 3. That's the actual normal length. But as you guys know, last year we got nothing, and this year is Legend ZA. And there has been talks from leakers that apparently Legend ZA was supposed to come out last year in 2024, but they decided to delay it, which is seemingly what happened. And technically, Gen 10 should have been coming out this year, but due to delays and to match up with the 30th anniversary of Pokemon, which is next year, they probably delayed it for different reasons. Right? But generally speaking, every 3 years is a new generational Pokemon game. New gens, for those of you who are new to Pokemon, new generations are massive. That is where you see a brand new region, an inclusion of between anywhere to 50 to 100 new Pokemon, a brand new gimmick of sorts, a giant new region to explore, new characters, new everything, right? And that also means, like, new TCG sets, new merch, new everything. So the question then is, right, how do we know this? Well, of course, the Terra leaker went in and he found a bunch of these details, and he found the code name Gaia, which is, again, for Generation 10. As you guys can see, the leak reveals information about upcoming Generation 10 Pokemon games, codename Gaia. There are 2 versions, K and N. Recent build and test conducted in September 2023. Information derived from a leaked screenshot of Game Freak's product list. The leaker has stated that they will not disclose further details about these games. true until they did. What could Gaia be? Interesting points from the meeting in Pokemon Horizons about Rakua, the paradise, gives us clues about Gaia and Gen 10. Game Freak repeatedly emphasized that Rakua shouldn't be linked to islands to avoid overlap with their next project. So what are we talking about here? Well, basically, in an email chain here between basically Fujiwara, Iwao, Omori, and Matsumiya, as well as Matsushima. Basically, these guys are people that work at either Game Freak, the Pokemon company, or the company that makes the Pokemon anime, right? Which I don't know. I know Showpro or Showpro, whatever they're called. They're usually the ones who like license it or something. But basically, the people over there to handle the Pokemon anime, that side of things, they were communicating with them and they were telling them, do not make the paradise, Rakua, from the anime of Pokemon Horizons, do not make it island themed. Like, make sure that it doesn't feel like it's related to Generation 10. Why would they even emphasize this? The main reason they're emphasizing this is because they do not want the Pokemon Horizons anime to be correlated with just being like just so that people don't have this like feeling of, oh, it's the same thing again, right? It's the same thing, or oh, they're connected. Oh, Generation 10 is just like the same thing as the anime is doing. The reason they don't want this is because their next game, Gaia, could be island themed with multiple islands and progression by visiting different islands, each island having distinct environments and Pokemon adapted to them, a legendary Pokemon's power shaping or influencing that island. That's the main reason. So when this tweet comes out, this more or less is him showing us that, yeah, it seems like that's the case. Now, of course, like I said, there's a lot of islands in between here. There's a lot of islands they can base it off of, but the general gist of it is they are basing the next game on Greece. Like, straight up. We pretty much have that confirmed. I mean, we kind of already had it confirmed for a while. People speculated for a long time might be like even I speculated, in all honesty. I thought the Netherlands could be a possible one. I still think the Netherlands could happen. Not this generation, but maybe a future one. But, like, there's been a long time, like, you know, prediction, speculation, like, of what it could be. But now it's pretty much set in stone, okay? It's pretty much set in stone. We more or less know that it's seemingly going to be Greece. Unless, of course, they change things last minute, but I really doubt it. Usually when these things are set in stone, they're set in stone. They don't have time to remake this entire game and change it too much. It's going to be what it's going to be, and we're going to get what we're going to get. Plus, keep in mind, this is going to be the next big Pokemon game, and it's going to be the, like, first Pokemon game for Switch 2 that isn't a game that's also on Switch 1, right? Because Legends EA, yes, it's going to be available on Switch 2, but this is different. This is much, much, much larger in scale, okay? This is way bigger in terms of, like, scale compared to Legends EA. It's going to be a much larger thing. So yeah, this is pretty much him confirming it. Even down here says, wow, this very soon something happened, which I'm assuming then that maybe Lloyd here also knows about this, that this is the case, which then, you know, he says, yep, it's called it's called people being dumbasses and continuing to spread things along. Yep, so true. So basically what this would imply is that somebody must have gotten this info and now they're kind of spreading it around or they're leaking it out there. I haven't seen anybody else. Maybe it's because I haven't been keeping up as much. To be honest, ever since 4chan went down, I've been in like lockdown mode trying to figure out like what kind of videos am I going to make for you guys when we don't have leaks anymore, because I thought we are going to not have any more leaks with 4chan down. But 4chan's back up, so we do have leaks to talk about again, which is nice because then I've got content to make for you guys. And of course, I got to make money. But point is, like, now we know for a fact that we are, like, this pretty much confirms it. So this could also give us an idea of, like, what we could expect. Because keep in mind, the places he's got, like, right here, like the actual islands, if we actually zoom in here and try to find them, right? So this is like this island set of island chains right here, the Aegean decentralized administration of the Aegean, like, I guess, islands and sea. But some of the ones, like the biggest ones here, if you look at the center at least, would be this island, which I guess is Naxos. Is it called Naxos, or is that just one of the cities? I think it's one of the cities. I don't know the individual names of islands in Greece, I'm sorry. But you have different islands that are connected. I'm guessing there would be like a similar thing with like a few big central islands and then a bunch of like medium to like, you know, like medium to small and maybe a slightly larger ones all around it. Sort of like, you know, to encompass the entire region. Because having the region be just one big island, probably not going to be the case, because the implication based on the Terra leak is that it's going to be multiple islands that you can traverse past, which is pretty intriguing to say the least. Like, I am very excited to see how this is going to turn out, because, I don't know, man, it's interesting. It is definitely interesting. So, again, I want to know you guys' thoughts, opinions, all that kind of stuff please let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this. But yeah, I just want to hear what you guys' thoughts and opinions are on this. Let me know down below because I'm curious. The next thing we're going to talk about, though, is going to be this. Yes, now I'm not going to play this video, but this is exactly what it sounds like. Ladies and gentlemen, here's what it says. A Switch 2 got stolen at a factory. It's not the actual hardware, but a quality control software, I think. Basically, somebody seems to have gotten their hands on a working Nintendo Switch. Yes, that is crazy to think about. Somebody in a factory somewhere, I don't know if this is in China or in Vietnam, because I know that the Nintendo Switch 2 is being made within China and also versions being made in Vietnam. So I don't know which side it is, because I haven't listened to this video. I've only seen it like being played, like actually the video playing itself. But I haven't seen like, you know, like, because again, it's from a factory. That's the only reason I would know it's any of those places. But other than that, I don't know which part of the world it's in or who yoinked it. But ladies and gentlemen, there might be Nintendo Switch 2s in the wild right now. But also, not just that, now that the, you know, pre-orders have started, a lot of people, I think in the US, are struggling to get their hands on a Switch 2, which is weird because they made more than enough of them. There's also been word from Nintendo, apparently, that they have, like, 2 million pre-orders, I think, in Japan, which, like outpaces the original Switch by, like, 1.7 million, I think, or something like that, like a crazy amount more. Again, it's crazy. People are excited for Nintendo Switch 2. Personally, I'm going to be waiting. I'm not going to be buying one. I've noticed also in Europe, there's not as much of a demand. You can pre-order without, like, there's no limits on websites or anything here. At least I haven't noticed it here. Like, I've gone on websites just to check it, and there hasn't been anything like that. Prices are still also much higher in Europe, so, you know, depending on where you are. So it's like, you know, not as many people are maybe in as much of a rush to buy one. But generally speaking, yes, Nintendo Switch 2s are in the wild, baby. They're in the wild. So you got to be careful. Got to stay, like, alert because things are going to get, like, pretty freaking nuts right now. So, yeah, it's pretty bad. But that's not the only thing, though, guys. There is also something else that has happened. There is some other stuff that has happened, by the way, which is to do with, again, Nintendo, I guess Nintendo in this case, which is Nintendo has actually gone after, and this is a post I don't have to show you guys here, like I don't have the actual tweet to show you, but apparently what has happened is Nintendo ninjas have gone after Discord to try to get their hands, and they've subpoenaed Discord to get their hands on the names and account and, you know, IP and everything on the actual, like, Freak leaker, the Game Freak Out leaker, right? They want to get their hands on him, and so he is going to be in trouble if they do catch him. I know that he's tried to take precautions and stuff, but please, ladies and gentlemen, stay safe out there because shit is getting wild. You know, stay safe, don't get in trouble, and, you know, have fun. So yeah, ladies and gents, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, and bye-bye.